What is going on YouTube? Today I am back again with another video where I'll be showcasing and breaking down a 41 kill win my teammates and I had on Resurgent squads, which we all know can be a very sweaty game mode. I'll be sharing a few tips and tricks that you and your squad can apply in order to get some more kills and to secure some more wins in Warzone. If you are new to this channel, then you should know that this channel is all about me trying to get better at the game. If you enjoyed today's video, feel free to leave a comment, like, share and subscribe. Let's go. Boop! So the first tip that I would like to share that will help you and your team get some more kills and secure some more wins in Warzone is that you should always listen out for other teams that are fighting. So what is happening here is that I'm at one end of the stadium and I hear another team fighting across. So my immediate approach or my immediate intention is to go ahead and to third party this fight, which is what I'm about to do. Right? So that's my first tip. So I'm there with my teammate pushing across steadily, trying to, stay behind cover as best as possible. So now we're in the stadium. This brings me to my second tip. When you are in a building, you should always try to clear each level or each floor as best as possible. My approach is always to clear from the ground floor and make my way to the top, which is what I'm doing at this moment, as you can see. So I'm in the stadium checking the locker rooms, checking the showers. I noticed that there's nobody on our level, so we slowly decide that we are going to push up. I'm still in the process of clearing each level and I notice an enemy right there behind the door, and being the rat that these guys are, I noticed that they had set a proximity mine. This brings me to my third tip. When you are in a gunfight, you should always try to be unpredictable. One of the ways that you can be unpredictable is to approach the enemy from a different angle. So this is me flanking from the left. I notice he's right there. So I go ahead, finesse a little bit, and he got deleted. This brings me to my fourth tip. You should always pay attention to the minimap pings, right? So after getting this kill, realize that there's another enemy that is on my level, right? As you can see right here on the minimap. So I decided to plate up and go ahead and re-engage. So I'm now back in the building, trying to find this enemy. He looks like he has invisible powers. So yeah. So I'm looking for this guy, can't find him. So alright then, fine, we move. So still looking for him, can't find him, right? And in trying to find him, I noticed in the kill feed that my friend Frosty Hardy, big up yourself, that he got a kill. After getting this kill, he mentioned that the other enemies are making their way to the loadout. So what we do as a team, we move over to the loadout. Because in order to get more kills, you have to be close to the action. In making my way to the loadout, I noticed that there was another enemy flying in. It was literally a bullet. I don't know how I never got that kill. But anyways, we move. So right here it was a little bit confusing with all the enemies flying in on the loadout. I never had any plates. I finally got my loadout, and this brings me to my next point. When you are playing Resurgent squads, it makes no sense for you and your teammate to be shooting at the same enemy. Instead, what you should do is to be on the alert and to look out for the next opponent. Right? As you can see in this case, Frosty Hardy got that down and it made no sense for me to continue shooting at that enemy. The next tip that I would like to share is based around information. having information in Warzone is very, very important. So at this point, one of my teammates had already bought a UAV and they gave it a flash. Right? From this UAV, we were able to know where all the other enemies were. Right? So always pay attention to your cash flow and ensure that you have a UAV running whenever it is possible. Next tip that I'd like to share with you is that when playing Resurgence, you should know when you are in a tough spot or a bad situation. And the best advice that I can give is for you to come out of that situation and try to regain as best as possible, which is what I'm about to do here. Right? As I said in the video, I'm leaving that situation because it's very odd. It's very funny. Persons all over getting high alert, persons above, below, you know, it's kind of mixing. So we eventually make our way to the roof, right? Teammates are still scoping out the area, trying to find the enemies that are trying to make their way into the zone. At this point, I found a portable buy station and I decided that we may be on this roof for a little while, so I'm going to drop that buy station. I got sniped from about a mile out, and luckily after I dropped that portable buy station, the fire sale came. The fire sale is also another opportunity that you can make the most of in terms of getting a UAV and getting further information, right? So after flashing the UAV, right, I realized that there is a full team on our level on the roof, right? This brings me to my next point, and this point is very, very important. When you're playing Resurgence squads, right, and you are trying to secure that win, you should always pay attention to the threat that is closest to you. In this case, the immediate threat was the team that was on the roof, right? My teammate and I, Frosty Hardy, right, we noticed that these guys were very close to us, so we decided that we were going to engage, which I believe was the better thing or the best thing to do at the moment. Right, it got a little tricky, right? I see that they were on the other side of the roof, right? So I tried to engage, and at this point, remember I said that we should pay attention to the immediate threat. We see on the minimap, right, where my other teammates are still engaged in another fight, when in reality those guys weren't necessarily a threat to us at the moment. We could have dealt with the team that was on the roof, and then we could go ahead and deal with the other enemies that are at a further distance. So it's just me and Frosty Hardy trying to get rid of this team because we know that it could be a problem. They tried to get me with the thermite, but they don't know skill matrix. So yeah, they're still there, and my teammates are still engaged in another fight, as you can see on the minimap. Right, so Frosty Hardy and I decided that we were going to engage, and in engaging got hit with a drill charge, and then of course I died, right? So I went on a little rant there with my teammates. I'm not sure if you can hear it in the audio, where I was telling them that we have a team on the roof and we should pay attention to that team first. They eventually came across, but I was already dead, right? As you can see here. So I eventually came back right before Resurgence got disabled, right? And at this point, I'm trying to regain. Having respawned, I'm trying to regain. Still paying attention to that cash flow, we were able to get a UAV and another loadout, as you can see. Last year they got that UAV, which was very important, right? And we also got that loadout. So I'm going to pause it right here, right? So looking at the UAV, we see an entire team trying to make their way into the zone. This brings me to my next tip. Right? You should always try to pay attention to the circle rotations. As the game draws to an end, the circle gets smaller. You should try to make zone and try to hold teams that are trying to make the zone as well. Right? So in this instance, as I said, pointed out on the UAV, right? This was a very good call from my teammate, right? My teammate Yellow, RCB Mafia, you don't know, big up yourself. So yeah, comms in the party stated that Mafia recommended that we rotate to him, right, because he was aware of the team that was trying to make zone behind him, and that is what we did. So we rotated, trusted the comms that he provided, and you will see how it turned out. So we rotated to yellow, right? There's a guy trying to make the zone, knock him. Mafia still giving us the comms right there, telling us that there's another team, right? And here is that information that I mentioned again. Somehow Frosty Yardy managed to find a UAV. Let me bring it, very important. So getting that information, I decided that the team is still trying to make zone and I'm going to engage. So my next tip is you should know when you have an advantage in a gunfight. That team is in a very tough spot, right? We have UAVs there trying to make zone. We are already positioned, right? So at this moment is all about capitalizing on this opportunity, which is what I did. So UAVs are running. I see them making zone, down one. They're on the back foot, so I go ahead, I'm going to push. That guy has no plate, down two, and then I went ahead and got some more kills. He thought it was safe, and then I finished them off, right? And as we draw closer to the end of this video, the biggest point, as you can perhaps see, or the number one tip that you can perhaps take away from this video, if you don't take away anything else, is information, right? So we go ahead, pop another UAV, right? Go ahead and try to make zone. Pop the UAV. I realize that there are a lot of persons above us and on my level, right? I actually thought about trying to engage, right, the persons on my level, but there was a voice in my head saying that no, you need to be patient, and that's what I did. So I'm still paying attention to the minimap, right? Still paying attention, bring it forward a little bit. Persons still on my level over there, very tempting to go ahead and challenge, but I remembered my own advice to pay attention to the circle rotation. It made no sense, this guy running got smoked. So yeah, gas is still pushing in. I know that persons are above me based on the information that I had from the UAV, and at this point it's about to get a little bit mixy, and this brings me to my final point. When it gets mixy, or when you're in a tough spot, it all comes down to execution and making the most of the opportunity. Everybody is in a rush, right? I just had to be patient, right, and go ahead and execute. And at this point I was able to pick up some more kills, right? So I let this one play out. This guy jumped off, thought he was safe. There's a guy behind me, out of bullets. Tried to hit him with a throwing knife, but I missed, right? There was a next guy, deleted, right? It's kind of in a tough spot, right? And as I said, it's all about execution. So what you do, it's all about execution. So having coming out of that situation, I look at the count. It was just one guy remaining, and my teammates gave me the honor of going ahead to finish it. I hope today that these tips were very helpful, right, to you and your squad, and you can go ahead and apply them and get some more kills and get some more wins at Warzone. Thanks for watching.